Michael, I want to pull on a thread that Rachel and Katie Benner were having in their conversation a little while ago, and that is this distinction that the Senate and the Inspector General's office will have to make between real criminal behavior that should be charged, which I think a lot of people tonight are wondering when that's going to happen, and things that are politics. And that we have to be careful about not being that country that goes after politics. Somebody loses an election and then everybody, they and their coterie are all arrested and thrown in jail. We don't want to be that country either. Talk to me about that from a legal perspective.
You know, I don't think there's any shortage of things you could charge Trump with as far as a criminal offense. I mean, and it may be that, in fact, the Southern District of New York does that, or we may see some things come out of some financial transaction that he was involved in. The trick to me in the B.J. Pak circumstance, and let's just use that as an example, is there's really just a very short chain of command between the president and the United States attorney. It basically is the president to the attorney general, the deputy attorney general by designation, and then to the U.S. attorney. So the chain of command is very short. What's unusual and what unfortunately has become the norm is that the administration was using the Department of Justice and trying to use the United States attorneys around the country to do its bidding, or more specifically, Trump's bidding. And so, you know, I want to be careful and not talk about whether or not, you know, somebody should be charged, because I really think that you do serve at the discretion of the president. I mean, when you take the appointment and you're confirmed by the Senate, you know that the president at any time can ask you to step down. You know, he or she, and hopefully we'll see a she one day soon, but he or she cannot like something that you've said in public. They may take a different view on a case that you've prosecuted or handled, and they can ask you to step down. There's nothing particularly nefarious about that. But then I think you look at things out of the vacuum, and you look at things like the call to Raffensperger. You look at things like the pressure that they were putting on Pak. Those things go hand in hand. I don't know if I would say that the call to Pak or that discussion is enough to be a criminal case here, but I think it tells a big story, and it certainly paints a clearer picture of what the administration may be doing, and that may play into other criminal investigations that Trump is facing now, whether that be in Fulton County with the DA's office or in other jurisdictions. So it's a piece of the puzzle. I don't think that the pressure alone on Pak puts the puzzle all the way together.
You know, Tim, Michael makes a point about the Manhattan District Attorney and whether there might be criminal charges coming out of them. I want to read you a headline. It says federal prosecutors came to suspect that Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg lied and considered charging him with perjury. It says New York federal prosecutors came to suspect that the Trump Organization's chief financial officer, Alan Weisselberg, lied in testimony during their investigation of former Trump personal attorney Michael Cohen 3 years ago. Despite their suspicions, federal prosecutors did not pursue perjury charges against Weisselberg, but his past interactions with them could now become relevant to the Manhattan District Attorney's Office as it seeks his cooperation in a tax fraud case brought against Weisselberg and the company last month. Translate that into English for us.
Well, in English, it means that the U.S. Attorney's Office believed that Donald Trump's accountant lied to them when they were seeking testimony from him about the payments that Donald Trump's business made to two women who alleged that they had sexual encounters with the president and essentially paid them hush money, and whether that was covered up as a business transaction in order to disguise it. Michael Cohen went to prison for that. Donald, individual number one, did not. That's Donald Trump. Somewhere in their examination of Alan Weisselberg's intersection with both of those men, he lied. They believe he lied about something. We know from a tape that Michael Cohen made at that time that Donald Trump told him to go talk to Alan in the tape about how to handle the money. The problem with this is Alan Weisselberg is now possibly going to be a key witness for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office if he flips. But the fact that he perjured himself during the federal investigation raises all kinds of questions about the extent to which he will cooperate or not now with the Manhattan District Attorney, whether or not his testimony is going to be credible. And then a third question as to why the Southern District of New York did not press him harder and go after him more aggressively if they believed he perjured himself. This has all gotten extremely messy, and it's going to, I think, cloud how the Manhattan District Attorney's Office uses him and raise questions about whether he'll flip and what his value will be as a witness if he does.